it's time to go beyond Plus Ultra for another Boku no Hero Academia review where points will be awarded.
Points. Points for me. Points for you. Points for everyone.
Make it rain points.
Make it rain points.
Yes, I was half guessing this would happen, and
I'm honestly kind of shocked. And here's the thing, I don't know if it worked. Because
hmm,
like we mentioned last week, those things seem to happen almost instantaneously. There's very little time. So I don't know if it saved his quirk or not. Because yeah, the deleter round hits Eraserhead as we all expected it to. What we didn't expect was you to be correct and him to slice off his own leg.
I was kind of taking it to be like a snake venom, and for really poisonous snakes, if you amputate that limb, that could save your life. So,
I understand the logic. I just don't think it would have. I thought it would have been too fast. Because like we saw with Mirio, it was like instant almost, like seconds,
mm,
like single digit seconds. I want to say
but my thought was, you said it hit him more the chest.
back. It hit
The
him in
back?
like the upper shoulder of the back.
Okay, so maybe because it was.
I mean, limbs are technically further away, but at the same time, it's still not a heart shot. Like it's not. It's not gonna be a direct heart shot or anything.
Yeah, so I am going to predict, and I could be wrong, but then again, I could be right. Eraserhead still has his quirk.
Like I said, we don't know because he kind of passes out fairly quickly afterwards.
Yeah.
Which, regardless of like Shigaraki going to attack him there, the blood loss probably would have made him pass out anyway.
We're getting close to halfway through the season, which means that the theme songs will switch, and I'm starting to like the opening more than the closing.
I like the opening more than the closing to begin with. It's definitely creeping its way up my list of favorites. I'll be real. I will give a final verdict on the first episode that comes out with the new intro of like where I think this one lands.
I'll need to watch an opening compilation to see how I'll rank all of them.
Oh, for sure. Definitely gonna need something because I'm
They've
gonna have
had,
to remind myself what they got.
yeah, because we've had like 10 or 11 intros and outros.
I think this one's number 11, so 10 for no, no, no. I think this one is 10 because the
Mm,
first season was only like 13 episodes.
yeah. So, Shigaraki is thinking, damn, Eraserhead, you're so cool slicing off your leg, but you were distracted.
Yeah, there was that one moment where the quirk, like Eraserhead's quirk, essentially blinked and gave Shigaraki an opening to move. Is kind of the way I understood it, at least.
Yeah. And he uses an air blast and knocks everybody out of the way.
Uh huh. Mm-hmm.
And does he claw at Eraserhead's face?
See, that's what it seems like. I'm not sure what he was planning on doing before Deku's
Black
dark
Whip.
black whip manages to like pull him back. I'm assuming he was going to like point blank air pressure him in the face at minimum, but I'm not sure. He could have tried to crush his head like a grape too.
Why not simply delete him?
Delete as in
Erase? I mean,
his quirk's gone. Like Eraser's staring at him again.
oh, so I thought you said,
It was only in that instant that he breaks away from Ryukyu and them and Deku at that moment. That's
oh,
the only chance, the opening he got was to use his quirks to get away.
oh,
And then
so
Eraser was focused again.
so it seems like him being shot in the leg didn't take away his quirk.
Like I said, it takes a couple seconds. Shigaraki's moving at what fucking rate again?
Good point.
I know it's seconds for us as we're watching, but this is clearly not happening within the same time frame, much like watching DBZ.
I was just about to bring that up. Namek fight, 3 minutes, 16
Yeah,
episodes.
I think you mean 5 minutes, but yes.
5 minutes, 10, 12 episodes.
Something like that, and that's not counting all the filler that was put in.
Does One Piece have insane, like, time stretches like that?
I don't think so, honestly.
Huh.
Because other than like one guy, I want to say, I don't think anyone has like ridiculous superhuman speed. Not to the level that DBZ has, where it's like you're completely invisible when you move,
Mm.
or damn near it, right? There's only one character that can do something akin to that.
So they don't have, like, insane, like, time stretches where 5 minutes turns into, like, 4 episodes?
I can't comment on the anime because I don't watch the anime.
Oh, okay.
I read the manga, so I could not tell you for sure.
So,
Um,
5 minutes is 10 chapters?
I don't remember anyone specific that had like a countdown timer like that.
Ah,
Not a time frame anyway that was measured in like minutes or anything.
okay.
There was one where it's like, oh man, this giant wire bird cage is slicing through everything. You better stop me before it gets to the center and everyone's sliced to pieces. Like
Hmm.
there's that, but that's not giving you like, yeah, it's gonna be 5 minutes. Beat me in 5 minutes. Like there's no time frame that has an actual countdown for it that I can remember at least.
So did Shigaraki lose an arm? When
Are
he's
we talking?
when he's on top of Shoto's iceberg because
I
Shoto's
think it
back.
was frozen in the iceberg.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I think he got it encased in ice, is what happened there. Because as soon as it breaks, he's got it again, and Deku's going at him.
Okay, because maybe it was just the angle. I'm like, wait, is he missing his? I, huh.
Yeah, I think it got encased. I think
Mm,
that's the way things went. Oh
yeah.
no, it's not. It's folded up underneath him. I can see the hand popping out the other
Ah,
side here.
okay, okay.
It got thrown underneath his chest, and the hand's coming out the opposite side.
Okay, so it was just the angle he was laying.
Yeah, it was just a weird angle.
Ah, okay, okay. So, they fight a little bit, and Ingenium and Floppy is saying, like, hey, I can't reach Bakugo, Deku, or Todoroki.
Yo, what the heck happened to them? They disappeared.
Oh,
He said,
what was his nickname for Deku and Bakugo?
"Who? Ingenians?
Yeah,
Uh,
he gave them, like,
he called them the Reflecting Boys. Was that it?
something like that?
I didn't think that's what it was. Like I thought that was referencing someone else, but maybe you're right. I didn't realize who that was referencing. But yeah, they don't have any idea where they're at, and apparently this is where we find out the Gigantomachia is still on the move and
Hey,
has a.
hey, more points for me. I said he would have escaped.
You did, however, we don't know why or if there's any lingering problems. I was wondering. I wasn't sure. I don't remember if I like was positive he was going down. No, I remember now. I said that in the minimum, the villains would escape if he was caught. I don't think I said he was permanently going down. I wasn't solid on that.
I just found it. The house arrest boys.
Oh, weird, because it was reflecting boys here in this translation.
I'm
And I
watching.
don't know what that would have been referencing, so I'm assuming that's a mistranslation somehow.
I'm watching it on Verve.
Yeah, I've got my own site here.
Okay.
I think Verve is the more well, Verve is also connected to Crunchyroll, so it'd probably be the most accurate actually.
Huh. Interesting.
But yeah, Gigantomachia is like raging through cities to get to Shigaraki. On top of that, I do want to make mention that he's a lot farther away than I thought. I didn't
Yeah.
realize he was multiple cities away. I was thinking they were like, relatively close.
Yeah,
Like,
and he will destroy roughly a dozen cities on his way to Jakku City?
They're in the mountains. Jakku is where they start. No, that was in the sun. Yeah, Jakku is where they're at. Yes,
Yeah, and a news announcer is listing off all the cities that are going to be destroyed, and I'm
that are
just
all in a direct line in the direction he's heading
yeah,
currently.
and I'm like, oh, that's a lot of cities. Oh God.
Yep. And we cut to Momo and the others being like, "Fuck me, what happened? Are the heroes okay?" And we just see like a bunch of them laying there, just essentially beaten from this rampaging monster.
Yeah.
And Minutes is being the like coward he is and being like, "Fuck me, did we do the right thing? Did we all do the right thing to attack this?"
And Majestic is saying like, hey, everything you did was correct.
Yes, in the flashback where he sent them away to safety. Don't let it doubt you. And we get a flash to like Tokiomi, who rescued Hawks and a couple of doctors, like pulled them out of the way as Makia trampled through the first aid camp. But what I'm curious about is, right, because I believe I made that whole idea of Makia might have a quirk that like makes poison useless against him, or anesthetic, or any kind of drug, right?
Yeah,
I'm wondering if that's why this isn't work. It didn't work.
I I am going to say Momo got the mix wrong because like I'm not too sure how well she can like create liquids like at a scientific level.
Well, that's why she does all the studying she does. She literally has to know the makeup of it to make it come out correctly.
But do you think she like if not his poison resistance quirk, do you think the chance like the sedative amount was improperly mixed?
I doubt that the amount was improperly mixed. I would doubt that part because Momo, from what we've seen, she probably has. If we're gonna go like IQ on students here, she probably has the highest one out of 1A. Right?
Okay.
She's extremely smart. She is very studious. She is literally. There is a reason why she is the smart one and why she's always the one to come up with strategies.
Is she class president too?
I don't know that she's president. I know that Ida is the class rep.
Oh, okay.
I don't think there's a president.
Yeah, this is Japan, so maybe I was thinking of class rep.
Could have been. Yeah, no, I doubt that she would have made something that she wasn't sure of.
Okay.
This would have been something that she would have made that she is certain of, like the chemical makeup. I'm leaning toward there's being some kind of quirk that makes him more resistant to this shit.
Okay, I'm going to go with you on that until something else is stated.
Either that, or for all I know, and I'm not sure how this works specifically, right? But like, would adrenaline allow you to power through a drug like that? Is the other thing, right?
Huh?
And if he's going off of adrenaline to get to his master, who knows what happens once he actually gets there?
Yeah.
Would he collapse then? Because the adrenaline runs out?
Maybe.
Like, I don't know enough about the human body to be like, yeah, no, adrenaline would counteract that completely. Or, delay the effects. I have no idea.
Wait. Wasn't that the plot of Crank 1 where he needs to keep his adrenaline up because he's been. Yeah! You're right on that. That adrenaline can prevent like poisons from maybe taking full effect.
I'm not going to base everything on movie logic.
Oh, you're right. That's Crazy Town doing it like that.
Yeah, there might be, a nugget of truth to that. I'm not going to base movie logic being the end all be all of whether this would work or not.
Yeah. Did Ochiko say, "Hey, let's track down Dekugo and Bakugo"?
Dekugo?
I mixed. I mixed the names.
Are you trying to make a ship here, man? What's going on?
Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki.
I don't know. That only sounded like a Deku and Bakugo sandwich to me. Bakugo sounds like a ship.
The guys! Ochiko says, let's go after the guys!
She mentioned something about maybe going after them, but I don't know if they ever actually decided to, or if they were going to stick around and help.
Yeah,
Because it
because.
kind of cuts away before we get anything
Yeah.
elaborated on.
And the doctor's all like, hey, this is awesome!
Oh yeah, Makia's coming. Apparently he based the Nomu off of Makia, so Makia already existed pre-Nomu.
So is Makia a zombie?
It might have been the way that the Nomu are essentially zombies. I don't know what Makia is at this point or how he works. Because it would have just, if this is what studying Makia is what it took for the doctor to make the Nomus, that means that it had to have been All for One who made Makia the way he is now.
Oh.
So whatever Makia has going on with his body makeup is what the doctor had to have used to create the Nomu from where they're going on now.
Hmm.
But yeah, he's having a good old time because Maki is just gonna like get here. He's all happy.
Yeah.
I had to hold back the urge to give us a crazy happy doctor picture in this one because I fucking love the doctor's facial expressions. They're so good.
Yes, he is the most expressive villain.
Oh, easily. He's easily the most expressive villain, and I love it.
So Todoroki just stops by and says, like, hey, Dad, calm down. You're getting way too hot, and you're gonna burn up, and just chill
You
out for a little bit.
I was about to say you fucked up the first part. That should have been chill out
Ah,
or cool down.
cool down.
Calm your jets, sir.
Take a chill pill. Why don't ya?
Look, I'll make this little pill of ice. Here you go. Cool it. Here's your chill pill. Come on. But yeah, Deku's like starting to have his little freak out moment. Bakugo's clearly upset at the situation that he couldn't keep up. At this point, yeah, we have what is it, Locke and Manuel trying to like stem the bleeding on Aizawa because clearly, cutting off your leg is not going to be the problem here. And they're trying to use his scarf thing too to do it.
How does this thing work?
Yeah, how do I undo these things?
Where's the end of this?
Yeah, I hadn't realized that's what he was like grabbing to try and fix it. Because I'm like, it's bandages, man. You should just be able to unroll it. Looking back now, I'm realizing it's the scarf. That's why.
How long is his scarf? Like, over 3 feet long, would you say?
I would argue probably longer. Because the way he swings around on it like fucking Spider-Man, I would argue longer.
Like, in double digit length?
I would go at least 6 to 8 feet, is my guess. At least as tall as himself.
Or a party sub.
Oh boy.
Party
So yeah.
sandwich. Using my Pennsylvania vernacular.
Would you like to add a Bakugo and Deku part to that sandwich, sir?
No Deku Go sauce, please.
All right, but how about all that Dekugo meat?
Oh, God.
I hope this is getting taken down, unlike the last time. So yeah, Shigaraki is all like, "Oh, this has been sweet, but now that I can use my quirks again, I'm just gonna go ahead and decay literally everything."
No, you missed one part. Lock tells Deku to run away, and Deku's like, no, no
I
way
think he
I'm
says
running away.
never. I think he just straight up says never. Like one word.
It could be the translation, but I'm pretty sure he said no way.
Could be the translation, because I do have never here. So yeah, as Shigaraki tries to use decay, his body suddenly starts to split in half, and I'm like, who hit him? What the fuck happened here?
Yeah, but it's because he's using all his quirks, or I mean, he's pushing himself to the extreme, pushing himself past his own limits, and his body's literally breaking because of it.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that he didn't have regen while doing it. I'm sure that that's at least some small part of it, because while regen was being locked out, his body was falling apart as he fought.
Yeah.
Which explains what those red lines were. I'm guessing that was like weird internal cracking or bleeding or whatever. But yeah, no, he's getting better. It's fine.
In the official Crunchyroll dub, he does say no way.
All right, fine. It's literally, I think never works better here, honestly. Considering what a rage he's already in,
Ah, okay.
I think never works better as the translation.
Mm.
Especially knowing what he knows about Shigaraki on top of that. Like, this is quite literally his thing of like, I need to deal with this. This is the inheritance that he has gotten.
And I kind of like Shigaraki realizing, oh god, I think I woke up too early.
Yeah, that was one thing I noticed where it's like, wait a minute. So he's aware he's not finished. He woke up
Yeah.
too early. He's aware.
He's like, what's today's date?
Wait, what month is it?
Has it been 4 months?
Mm-hmm. So he knows he's not finished, which again makes me wonder what's going to be the fatal flaw that was missed because of that. Because if he's going down, I can guarantee it's whatever that flaw is that brings him down.
I don't think Shigaraki is going down.
Oh, no. I mean, ultimately,
Oh,
like at
okay,
the end of the series, go down, not here.
Okay, fine, yes. Totally agree with you there.
But yeah, he goes to use Decay again, and Deku's like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna use Black Whip, and points for me. He gets Float.
Deku uses float. It's super effective. So Shigaraki can't touch the ground, or else Super Decay will continue.
So yeah, Deku grabs him with Black Whip as well as everyone else, and uses Float on himself so that everyone's hovering in the air now.
Yeah. Although Black Whip is starting to fizzle just a little bit.
He says he's having a flaw in his control, and he had to let everyone down. Also, Great Torito's not dead. Considering what we saw with Shigaraki earlier, I thought for sure there was a hole punched through his stomach.
So, points for me, kind of.
Like I said, I think if he wasn't dead, he might be permanently crippled.
Okay, because
that, I believe, was my quote exactly.
Yeah, I was half doubting that he died. Like, but if he would have died,
they made it look really,
yeah,
really like he was dead.
Yeah,
like that hit.
So much
looked
blood.
Like it punctured. Well, not even just the blood, but it looked like it punctured straight through his stomach.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't shock me if Shigaraki had ripped out part of his spine, or at least damaged it to cripple him.
Get over here.
You ain't gonna be using those jets anymore, buddy.
Yeah, and Endeavor's kind of pissed. Hey, I'm the #1 hero. I should be the one up there.
I don't think he's pissed so much as he's disappointed in himself. Like, I should be the one fighting him, not you.
Yeah.
Like, what does that make me?
The #2 hero?
Mm-hmm.
And
but
then...
yes. Go ahead.
No, I was going to, skip to the next scene, but if you have something else to say, go ahead.
No, I was gonna go ahead and just continue with the next scene of Deku beating the shit out of a floating Shigaraki, and then us getting a flashback to Deku learning how, or at least, not learning how to use float, but getting the experience through other people's quirks of how he would use float once he has it. Simulating the situation.
Under the assumption that he's learning how to control Black Whip.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my...
not even that. It's how he would move around in a zero gravity environment and use aerial attacks. But yeah, because he's using the flicking motions while Uraraka's anti-grav is active on him.
And Sero has tape, so that's why I thought...
It was probably also in part that, to help simulate what tape would allow him to do with Black Whip.
I just had a thought of him.
Actually, you know what? It's
Yeah.
probably the way that Sero moves because he uses his tape in a similar way that Bakugo, that Deku you would use Black Whip, right? It's the whole swinging motions and shit. How to maneuver yourself in the air while doing that kind of thing. Same with Froppy.
Because he's training with Floppy, I am going to predict, and I recently checked to see how far ahead we are chapter wise from the episode, and it's something like 80 some chapters. So
Mm-hmm.
I am going to guess before the end of this series, he will use a mouth black whip.
I mean, with where he ends up with some shattered arms by the end of this episode, that wouldn't shock me if that could happen. He's gonna have a Nappa fucking energy blast from his mouth.
Um,
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised Black Whip only spawns from his hands. I'm surprised he couldn't do it from other like areas, or at least his wrists anyway.
so I am just going to predict it will be the floppy special black whip.
It's not like he's got like the I don't want to call them mutations, but like the adaptations or whatever that Sero has for his tape dispensers in his elbows, right?
Mhm.
It's just seamlessly coming out of his wrist, so I would assume he could potentially pull it from anywhere, any limb, I should say, and I guess a tongue technically could be a limb.
Hmm.
However, I don't know if his tongue could handle the backlash or it would get ripped out, depending on what he's doing with it.
Oh god, that would be horrible.
Uses all for one, one for all, with the Black Whip with his tongue and breaks his tongue.
Um,
I didn't train for this. Oh no!
New York, New York City ice cream licking smash. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Licking smash.
Oh no. Anyway, yeah, that's essentially what our backdrop here is. We do get a like this is happening while Eraser and DJ fucking what's his
President
name?
Mike.
Present Mike, there we go. While Aizawa and Present Mike are going in to like figure out the whole thing with their buddy and whatever the portal dude name is, I forget what it is.
Korogiri?
Yeah, Kurogiri, that's what it is.
I knew
But
Koro is black, and I didn't quite remember the second part, so
mhm.
yeah, I knew who you were talking about, like Void Face guy.
But yeah, we have a little discussion between All Might and Bakugo, and I'm honestly kind of surprised at this. I'm surprised that with Deku's way of studying and knowledge and trying to figure things out, that he ignored this. In that it seems like, unless it's just the way that All Might wrote it, that could also be. But apparently, Bakugo and Deku had read the journal that All Might had put together of all the prior users of One for All, and specifically the fourth one is the one that's brought up that just, from what Baku says, kind of cuts off. Like, we don't know what happened to him.
And like part of it's scribbled out.
Yes, which is why I'm kind of surprised. Like, if that's supposed to be the visual, why the fuck Deku didn't question something like, "What didn't you find?" Or like, "What happened here?" Bakugo is like, "Yeah, he didn't notice that, but tell me, there's something you have here, right? You know something." And All Might clearly doesn't want to say it. At least by what he says, he's not certain, and he doesn't want to voice his speculation.
Could it be? Could it be the quirk of the fourth user?
It could have to do. Well, it's specifically how he died, is what they don't know.
Hmm.
Like that's kind of the way it's alluded to, because he mentions the fifth, sixth, and seventh are all written out as to what happened to them at the end. We don't know what happened to the fourth. Now, what happened to 2 and 3? I don't know. That said, I believe All Might said in the prior season about how, like, when he was making it, not a lot of records were kept from that time. So there's just the idea of there's an empty space of just unknown information. But I do find it interesting that Deku wouldn't have noticed it if it was in fact scribbled out like that.
Yeah. So Deku is pushing past his limits and breaking his limbs?
Well, we also had a little bit more with
Ah,
Bakugo admitting, like, I don't understand his weakness. Like, he doesn't understand what Deku's weakness is because Deku refuses to just not keep moving forward, right? Not helping, not he doesn't question himself essentially. He believes in what he's doing is the right thing, right?
yeah.
And helping people and all of that. He never sits back and has any second thought. He just keeps going. And because Bakugo doesn't understand that or how that works, it's what scares him, I guess, and what leads him to pick on Deku and shit.
Because he's half worried about him.
He's both worried about him and, like, doesn't understand how a person like this can exist this way.
Just like
It
Vegeta.
Yeah, by the end of this episode, he kind of does the exact same shit. We get the exact same line that Deku gave us in season 1 of, like, I didn't even think, my body just moved on its own.
Oh, and we should also point out he tried training with Bakugo in the beginning, but Bakugo kept frying his hair.
Bakugo kept getting away, kept dodging too quickly, which is what led to the training with other people to figure out midair movements.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the hair became a nice little browned out afro. I'm glad they explained that immediately because I'm like, what the fuck happened to his hair the minute I saw it?
And Deku is doing a bunch of smashes of Detroit, Wyoming, and St. Louis,
Mm-hmm.
which
He's
which
Go ahead.
makes me just wonder, why is it cities and then states? Like,
That's a question for All Might.
oh, so,
Deku's literally just mimicking it.
mm,
Whether or not he knows the reasoning for it, I don't know. But
huh.
we do get another flashback of, like, you can't keep using 100% with your limbs because you keep breaking them like this, you're gonna be permanently losing them. Like, they will not work anymore.
Yeah, and his left arm seems pretty destroyed.
Yep. And his right arm's following pretty close by.
Yeah?
Shigaraki's realizing he's taking more damage than his regen ability can heal. And he's got to figure a way out of it. And he's trying. Doesn't exactly work.
And he's going to use a hand laser type thing?
He's using the air pressure that's coming out of his hand.
It seemed
That quirk.
it seemed to be glowing red. That's why I guessed it was a laser.
It's not a laser. He even says air pressure.
Hmm.
Or air force.
I thought that was Deku's, like, one of Deku's attacks, the Air Force.
No, it's again, maybe this is a translation thing, but it says he's using his legs and air force to counteract the recoil while using multiple quirks.
Okay.
I'm assuming. Well, then again, Deku is technically using 3 right now, but I don't know what Shigaraki's using.
Okay, because I
And
thought...
if Deku, I was gonna say, if Bakugo's saying this, he's saying it out loud for everyone to hear, which is why I think he's referring to Shigaraki.
Okay, because I thought, like, Air Force was one of All for One's... I mean, One for All techniques.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Not unless it's the thing with his gloves, but I'm not sure. But again, if Bakugo's saying this out loud, everyone else can hear that for some reason, Deku has multiple quirks.
Yeah.
And then he follows up with Deku's using everything he's learned to keep Shigaraki in the air. You know, keep him from touching the ground and starting another wave of decay. So yeah, Bakugo quick makes a plan of, like, getting Endeavor up top and getting him to use Prominence Burn to finally bring down Shigaraki. And he has Todoroki come along to keep cooling him off in the meantime.
There is a technique for him called Delaware Smash Air Force.
For who?
Deku.
Okay.
And his gloves are called the Air Force gloves.
Okay. So then it makes me very confused as to why that Bakugo is literally saying he's using that to counteract his, or using that for the quirks. Because he's inferring with the way this is written that Deku has multiple quirks. Because the line here is literally
Or
he
could I
uses
get a
his legs,
timestamp?
1833.
Thank you.
He uses his legs and air force to counteract the recoil while using multiple quirks. That seems very stupid to say out loud with everyone there to hear.
Okay. Isn't he too amazing? At this rate, he'll lose. He's using his legs and air force to stop the recoil and controlling multiple quirks at once.
Again, that still makes it sound like Deku's using multiple quirks then.
Deku's using everything he's learned right now to stop Shigaraki in the air.
That still sounds like he's referring to Deku when he's saying multiple quirks.
Hmm.
That's my point.
Yeah, I do not know.
I wonder if it's a straight translation error on both ends then. Because this is very dumb for Bakugo to say out loud for everyone to hear. Unless we're both misinterpreting the way this is being said.
Yeah.
But it definitely seems like he's referring to Deku with that line.
I am thinking he is, but I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and his plan is also for Todoroki to use his ice powers and keeping Endeavor as cold for as long as possible.
Yep, I did say that
Yeah,
before we cut
because
back.
he did a plus ultra prominence burn, which is really intense and leaves Endeavor kind of scarred.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Bakugo brings the both Todorokis up there, and Endeavor's like, "Look, once I'm up there, get the fuck away, because shit's gonna get real. Get him as soon as Black Whip's at its furthest reach from Deku," which they do, and we have a big old prominence burn
Plus
with
ultra.
with Endeavor getting him in a full Nelson and just lighting him up. And then I get more points.
Yes.
Because, oh, look who's back! Hey, buddy, it looks like you're not doing too good. You should let me take over for a little bit. Let me take over the body, Tomura. So, this has been something I've been meaning to bring up for a while now.
Yeah.
We see, like, these weird whip blades pop out of the charred remnants of Shigaraki's body.
Yeah.
And
What
we
are
see those
those?
blades in the intro with Deku dodging them.
Mm-hmm.
I've been meaning to bring that up and be like, what the fuck are those? And when are those going to show up? I want to know what the quirk is now. But yeah, those blades stab straight through, I believe, Endeavor's abdomen and leaves him falling back to the ground.
Yeah.
And of course, he's like, why aren't you dead? And Shigaraki's body is essentially a husk right now with All For One in control, saying, my little brother, and shooting out more blades at Deku. And this is where we get the Bakugo line of, my body just moved on its own. I didn't think. Where he, like, shoves Deku out of the way with his explosions in order to take the hit, right?
Yeah.
Like, he launches himself with his explosions and shoves Deku out of the way to take that hit. And I can only assume that next episode, based on what we've seen, is Deku going complete Super Saiyan, like, complete with rage. Just gone.
So, I'm going to guess Bakugo is not dead.
Oh, he's not dead. There's no way.
He'll get better.
He'll be better tomorrow.
I was going to go for more of a Monty Python reference, but Knowledge Fight reference. Also good.
He'll be better tomorrow.
She turned me into a newt. A newt? Got better.
Oh god, it's been too long. So the interesting bit about the little teaser we get for next episode seems like we're in some kind of weird mindscape situation.
I am going to guess it will be the world of either One for All or All for One. Because they're so tightly linked, their worlds may merge.
It's weird that the interior worlds merge too. Like that's what I'm curious about because I figured it was the mindscape of each person that currently hosted it. I didn't think they could merge like that unless there's some other quirk that would allow something similar to happen.
Okay, no. I'm going to take this one step further by saying All for One is attempting to steal One for All, and that's what's causing the mindscapes to merge. And
That could be. That could totally be.
yes, and we have some kind of vestige fight, maybe?
Or maybe it's Shimura. It's Nana trying to like bring Shigaraki back to at least being in control again. If nothing else, trying to break All for One's control. Also, yeah, the thing that we see then is Inganium and the others here running after like Deku and them, I assume. Like running to meet up with
Yeah.
them and help.
Hmm. It's going to be a battle of the minds next week.
Seems like it. Mental battles.
Very awesome mental battle. Yep, so until next time, we'll catch everybody later.
So